माननीय सदस्यगण, आपको बुलेटिन भाग 2 के माध्यम से पहले ही सूचित किया गया है कि माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी के बजट भाषण की प्रतियां आपको हार्ड कॉपी के रूप में उपलब्ध कराई जाएगी। अतः बजट प्रस्तुत हो जाने के पश्चात माननीय सदस्य बजट भाषण की प्रति प्रकाशन काउंटर से प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। आपको ये भी सूचित किया जाता है कि माननीय मंत्री द्वारा बजट प्रस्तुत किए जाने के पश्चात उसे मेंबर पोर्टल पर भी उपलब्ध करा दिया जाएगा। माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी।
Honorable Speaker, I present the interim budget for 24-25. The Indian economy has witnessed profound positive transformation in the last 10 years. The people of India are looking ahead to the future with hope and optimism. With the blessings of the people, when our government, under the visionary and dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, assumed office in 2014, the country was facing enormous challenges. With Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas as its mantra, the government overcame those challenges in right earnest. Structural reforms were undertaken. Pro-people programs were formulated and implemented promptly. Conditions were created for more opportunities for employment and entrepreneurship. The economy got a new vigor. The fruits of development started reaching the people at scale. The country got a new sense of purpose and hope. Naturally, the people blessed the government with a bigger mandate. In the second term, our government, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, doubled down on its responsibilities to build a prosperous country with comprehensive development of all people and all regions. Our government strengthened its mantra to Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. Our development philosophy covered all elements of inclusivity, namely social inclusivity through coverage of all strata of the society, and geographical inclusivity through development of all regions of the country. With the whole of nation approach of Sabka Prayas, the country overcame the challenges of once in a century pandemic, took long strides towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, committed to Panch Pran, and laid solid foundations for the Amrit Kal. As a result, our young country has high aspirations, pride in its present, and hope and confidence for a bright future. We expect that our government, based on its stupendous work, will be blessed again by the people with a resounding mandate.
Through housing for all, Har Ghar Jal,
inclusive development
electricity
and
for all,
our
cooking
humane
gas
and
for
inclusive
all,
approach
bank accounts
to
and
development
financial
is a
services
marked
for
and
all
deliberate
in
departure
record
from
time.
the earlier approach of
The worries
provisioning
about
up
food.
to village level. Development
The
programs
worries
were thus
about
provisioned.
food have been
In the last
eliminated
10 years, however,
through free ration
have
for
targeted
80
each
crore
and every
people.
household and individual
Minimum support
through housing for all, Har Ghar Jal,
minimum
electricity
support
for all,
prices for the produce
cooking
of
gas for
Annadata
all,
are
bank
periodically
accounts and financial
increased
services for all
appropriately.
in record
These and the
time.
and the provision of basic
The
necessities
worries about food.
have enhanced real income in the rural areas.
The worries about
Their
food
economic
have been
needs
eliminated
could be addressed
through free
thus
ration for
spurring
80
growth
crore
and
people.
generating jobs.
Minimum support
Social justice Our government is working with an approach
Minimum
to
support
development
prices for
that
the
is
produce of
all-round,
Annadata
all
are
pervasive
periodically
and
increased
all-inclusive.
appropriately.
Sarvangin,
These and the provision of
or
basic necessities
Sarvasamaveshi.
have enhanced real income
It
in
covers
the rural
all
areas.
castes and people
Their
at all
economic
levels.
needs could be
We are
addressed,
working to make India
thus
a
spurring
Vikasit
growth
Bharat by
and generating
2047.
jobs. Social justice. Our government is working
For
with an
achieving
approach to
that
development
goal,
that
we
is
need to
all
improve
round,
people's
all
capability
pervasive,
and empower them.
and all inclusive.
Previously,
Sarvangin,
social justice
Sarvasparshi,
was mostly
or
a political
Sarvasamaveshi.
For our government,
It covers
social
all
justice
castes
is an effective
and people at
and
all
necessary
levels.
governance
We are working
model.
to make India a
The
Vikasit Bharat by
saturation-
2047.
The saturation approach of
For
covering all
achieving that
eligible
goal,
people
we
is
need
the
to
true
improve
and
people's
comprehensive
capability
achievement
and empower
of
them.
social justice.
Previously,
This is
social justice
secularism in
was mostly a
action.
political slogan.
Reduces corruption
For our government, social justice is an effective
and
and
prevents
necessary
nepotism.
governance model.
Prevents by
The
Bhatijawad.
saturation
There is transparency
saturation
and
approach
assurance that
of
benefits
covering
are
all
delivered
eligible
to
people
all
is
eligible
the
people.
true and
The resources
comprehensive
are
achievement
distributed
of
fairly.
social justice.
All, regardless
This
of their
is
social
secularism
standing, get
in
access
action.
to opportunity.
Reduces
They are
corruption
addressing systemic inequalities that have plagued our
and
society.
prevents
We
nepotism.
focus on outcomes
Prevents by
and not on
Bhatijawad.
outlays, so that the social
There is
economic
transparency
transformation
and assurance
is
that
achieved.
benefits are delivered
As our Prime
to all
Minister firmly
eligible people.
believes, we need to
resources are
focus
distributed
on four
fairly.
major
All,
tasks.
regardless of their social
They are
standing, get
Garib,
access to opportunities.
Mahilaye,
They are
Yuva,
addressing
and
systemic
Annadata.
inequalities that have plagued our society. We focus on
Their
outcomes
needs,
and not
their
on outlays,
aspirations,
so
and
that
their welfare
the social
are our
economic
highest
transformation is
The
achieved.
country progresses
As our
when
Prime
they
Minister
progress.
firmly believes,
All four
we need
require
to focus
and
on
receive
four
government support
major
in their
castes.
quest to better
They
their
are
lives. Their
Garib,
empowerment
Mahilaye,
and well-being
Yuva,
will drive
and
the
Annadata.
country forward. Garib Kalyan, Desh Ka
Their
Kalyan.
needs,
We
their
believe in
aspirations,
empowering the poor.
and their welfare
The
are
earlier
our
approach
highest
of tackling
priority.
poverty through
The country
entitlements
progresses
had
when they
resulted in
progress.
very modest
All
outcomes.
four require
When the
and
poor
receive
became
government
empowered
support
partners
in their
the
quest to
development
better
process,
their lives.
government's power to assist
Their
them
empowerment
also
and well-being
increases
will
manifold.
drive the country
With the
forward.
pursuit of Sabka Saath,
Garib
in
Kalyan,
these 10 years,
Desh Ka Kalyan.
the government has assisted
believe in empowering the
25
poor.
crore people
The
to
earlier
get
approach
freedom
of
from
tackling poverty through
multi-dimensional
entitlements
poverty.
had resulted in very modest outcomes. When the poor became
Our
empowered
government's
partners
efforts are
in the
now getting
development
synergized
process,
with
government's
energy
power to
and
assist
passion
them
of
also
such
increases
empowered
manifold.
people. This is
With the
truly
pursuit of
elevating them
Sabka Saath,
from poverty.
in these 10 years, the
Direct
government has
benefit
assisted
transfer of
25
34 lakh
crore
crore
people
rupees
to
from
get
the government
freedom from
using PM
multi-dimensional
Jan Dhan accounts
poverty.
has led to savings of
Our government's
2.7
efforts
lakh
are
crores
now getting
of
synergized
rupees for
with
the
energy
government.
and passion of such
This
empowered
savings
people.
has been
This is
realized
truly
through
elevating them
avoidance of
from
leakages
poverty.
prevalent earlier.
Direct
The
benefit
savings have
transfer
helped in providing
of 34
more
lakh crore
funds
rupees
for Garib
from the
Kalyan.
government using
PM
PM
Swanidhi
Jan Dhan
has
accounts
provided credit assistance to
has led
78 lakh
to
street vendors.
savings of
From
2.7
that
lakh for the
from
government.
that total of 78 lakh street vendors,
This savings
2.3 lakh
has been
have
realized
received
through
credit
avoidance
for
of
the third
leakages prevalent earlier. The savings have helped in providing
PM Jan
more
Man
funds
Yojana
for
reaches out
Garib
to the
Kalyan.
particularly vulnerable
PM
tribal
Swanidhi
groups
has
who have
provided
remained
credit
outside the
assistance to
realm of
78
development so
lakh
far.
street vendors.
PM Vishwakarma
From that
Yojana
total,
provides Kisan
and
Samman
craftspeople
Yojana.
engaged
Direct
in
financial
18
assistance
trades.
is provided
The
to
schemes for empowerment of
11.8 crore
Divyangs
farmers,
and transgender persons
including
reflect
marginal
firm
and
resolve
small
of
farmers.
our government
Crop
to leave
insurance
no
is
one
given to 4
behind.
crore farmers under PM Fasal Bima Yojana.
Welfare of Annadata.
These,
Farmers
besides
are
several
our
other
Annadata.
programs, are
Every year
assisting
under PM
Annadata
Kisan
in
Samman
producing food
Yojana,
for the country
direct
and for
financial
the world.
assistance is provided to
Electronic
11.8
national
crore
agricultural
farmers
markets has integrated
including
1,361
marginal
mandis
and small farmers.
and is providing
Crop
services to
insurance is given to 4
1.8
crore farmers under PM
with trading
Fasal Bima
volume
Yojana.
of 3 lakh crores of rupees.
These, besides several other
The
programs,
sector is
are
poised for
assisting
inclusive,
Annadata in producing
balanced,
food for the country
higher growth
and for the
and
world.
productivity. These are
Electronic National
facilitated from
Agricultural
farmer-centric
Market
policies,
has integrated
income support, coverage of risks
1,361
through
mandis
price and
and
insurance
is providing
support,
services
promotion
to
of
1.8
technologies
crore
and
farmers
innovations
with trading
through
volume
startups.
of 3 lakh crores of rupees.
Empowering the Amrit PD, the Yuva.
The sector is
Our
poised for
prosperity
inclusive,
depends on
balanced,
adequately equipping
higher
and
growth
empowering the
and
youth.
productivity.
The National
These are
Education
facilitated
Policy
from
2020
farmer-centric policies,
is ushering the
income support,
transformational reforms.
coverage of risks
PM
through price
Schools for
and
Rising
insurance
India,
support,
PM Shri,
promotion of
are
technologies
delivering
and
quality
innovations
teaching
through
and nurturing
startups.
holistic and well-rounded individuals.
Empowering the Amrit PD,
The Skill India
the
mission
Yuva.
has
Our
trained
prosperity
1.4
depends
crore
on
youth.
adequately equipping and empowering the youth. The National
Upskilled
Education
and
Policy
reskilled 54
2020
lakh
is
youth
ushering the
and
transformational
established
reforms.
3,000
PM
new
Schools for Rising
ITIs.
India, PM
A
Shri,
large number
are
of
delivering
institutions of
quality
higher learning,
teaching and
namely
nurturing
7
holistic
IITs,
and well-rounded
16
individuals.
triple ITs,
The Skill
7
India mission
IIMs,
has
15
trained
AIMS
1.4
and
crore youth.
390 universities have been set up.
Upskilled and reskilled 54
PM
lakh
Mudra
youth
Yojana
and
has sanctioned
established
43 crore
3,000
loans
new
aggregating to
ITIs.
22.5
A large
lakh
number of
crores
institutions
of
of
rupees
higher learning,
for
namely
entrepreneurial
7 IITs,
aspirations of our youth.
16 triple
Besides that,
ITs,
fund
7
of funds,
IIMs,
Startup
15
India,
AIMs,
and
and
startup credit
390
guarantee
universities
schemes
have
are
been set
assisting
up.
our youth. They are also becoming Rozgar Data.
PM Mudra Yojana has sanctioned
country is
43
proud of
crore
our youth
loans,
scaling
aggregating
new
to
heights in
22.5
sports.
Asian Games and
Today,
Asian Para
India
Games
has over
in
80 chess
2023
grandmasters
reflects a high
compared to
confidence
little
level.
over 20 in 2010. Momentum
Chess
for Nari Shakti.
prodigy and our
The
number one
empowerment
ranked
of women
player
through
Pragnananda
entrepreneurship,
put up a
ease of
stiff
living,
fight
and dignity for
against
them has gained
the
momentum
reigning
in
world
these 10
champion
years.
Magnus Carlsen
30
in
crore Mudra
2023.
Yojana loans
Today,
have been given
India
to women
has over
entrepreneurs.
80 chess grandmasters compared to
Female
little over
enrollment
20
in higher
in
education has
2010.
gone up by 28% in
Momentum
10 years.
for Nari Shakti.
In STEM
The
courses,
empowerment of women
girls
through
and women
entrepreneurship,
constitute
ease of
43%
living,
of
and
enrollment,
dignity for them
one of the
has
highest in
gained
the world.
momentum in these 10 years. 30 crore Mudra
All these
Yojana
measures
loans
are
have been
getting
given to
reflected
women
in the
entrepreneurs.
increasing participation of women in workforce.
Female enrollment in higher
Making
education has gone up by
triple talaq illegal,
28% in 10 years.
reservation of one-third have enhanced
Of
their
women
dignity.
in workforce. Making
Exemplary track record of governance performance. Besides delivering on
talaq
high growth
illegal,
in terms of gross domestic
reservation
product,
of
the government is
one-third
equally focused on a more comprehensive GDP, that is, governance,
seats for women in
development,
the Lok
and
Sabha
performance.
and state assemblies,
Our government has
and
provided
giving
transparent,
over
accountable,
70%
people-centric,
houses under
and prompt, trust-based administration with citizen-first and
PM
minimum
Awas
government
Yojana in
maximum
rural areas
governance approach.
to
The
women
impact of all-round development is discernible in all sectors. There is
and giving over
macroeconomic stability,
70% houses
including in
under
the external
PM
sector.
Awas Yojana in
Investments
rural
are robust.
areas to women
The
as
economy
sole
is
or
doing
joint
well.
owners have enhanced
People are
their
living
dignity.
better and earning better with even greater
Exemplary
aspirations
track record
for
of
future. Average real income of the people has increased by 50%.
Governance, development,
Inflation
and
is
performance.
moderate.
Besides delivering on high growth in terms
People
of
are
gross
getting
domestic
empowered,
product,
equipped,
the government
and
is equally
enabled
focused
to pursue their
on a
aspirations.
more comprehensive
There is effective
GDP,
and timely
that
delivery
is
of programs
governance,
and of large projects.
development and
Economic
performance.
The multi-pronged economic management over the past 10 years
Our government
has
has
complemented
provided
people-centric, inclusive development. Following are some of the major elements. 1. All forms of infrastructure, physical, digital, or social, are being built in record time. Number 2, all parts of the country are becoming active participants in economic growth. Number 3, digital public infrastructure, a new factor of production as if in the 21st century, is instrumental in formalization economy. Number 4, goods and services tax has enabled one nation, one market, one tax. Tax reforms have led to deepening and widening of tax base. Number 5, strengthening of the financial sector. Has helped in making savings, credit, and investments more efficient. Number 6, GIFT, IFSC, and the Unified Regulatory Authority, IFSCA, are creating a robust gateway for global capital and financial services for the economy. Number 7, proactive inflation management has helped keep inflation within the policy band. Now, the global context, Honorable Speaker, sir. Geopolitically, global affairs are becoming more complex
and challenging with wars and conflicts. Globalization is being redefined with reshoring and friendshoring, disruption and fragmentation of supply chains, and competition for critical minerals
and technologies. A new world order is emerging after the COVID pandemic. India assumed the G20 presidency during very difficult times for the world. The global economy was going through high inflation, high interest rates, low growth, very high public debt, low trade growth, and climate changes. The pandemic has led to a crisis of food, fertilizer, fuel, and finances for the world, while India successfully navigated its way. The country showed the way forward and built consensus on solutions for those global problems. The recently announced India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor is a strategic and economic game changer for India and others. In the words of Honorable Prime Minister, the corridor, and I quote, will become the basis of world trade for hundreds of years to come, and history will remember that this corridor was initiated on Indian soil, unquote. Vision for Vikasit Bharat. Our vision for Vikasit Bharat is that of prosperous Bharat in harmony with nature, with modern infrastructure, and providing opportunities for all citizens and all regions to reach their Sabka Vishwas. The next 5 years will be years of unprecedented development and golden moments to realize the dream of developed India by 2047. The trinity of demography, democracy, and diversity, backed by Sabka Prayas, has the potential to fulfill aspirations of every Indian. As Honorable Prime Minister in his Independence Day address to the nation mentioned, I quote, there is no dearth of opportunities, as many opportunities as we want. The country is capable of creating more opportunities. Sky is the limit, unquote. Strategy for Amrit Kal. Our government will adopt economic policies that foster and sustain growth, facilitate inclusive and sustainable development, improve productivity, create opportunities for all, help them enhance their capabilities, and contribute to generation of resources to power investments and fulfill aspirations. Guided by the principle, reform, perform, and transform, the government will take up next generation reforms and build consensus with the states and stakeholders for effective implementation. It is an important policy priority for our government to ensure timely and adequate finances, relevant technologies, and appropriate training for the micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to grow and also compete globally. Orienting the regulatory environment to facilitate their growth will be an important element of this policy mix. Aligning with the Panchamrit goals, our government will facilitate sustaining high and more resource-efficient economic growth. This will work towards energy security in terms of availability, accessibility, and affordability. For meeting the investment needs, our government will prepare the financial sector in terms of size, capacity, skills, and regulatory framework. Aspirational Districts Program. Our government stands ready to assist the states in faster development of aspirational districts and blocks, including generation of ample economic opportunities. Development of the East. Our government will pay utmost attention to make the eastern region and its people a powerful driver of India's growth. PM Awas Yojana Gramin. Despite the challenges due to COVID, implementation of PM Awas Yojana Gramin continued, and we are close to achieving the target of 3 crore houses. 2 crore more houses will be taken up in the next 5 years to meet the requirement arising from increase in the number of families. Rooftop solarization and Muft Bijli. Through rooftop solarization, 1 crore households will be enabled to obtain up to 300 units free electricity every month. This scheme follows the resolve of Honorable Prime Minister on the historic day of consecration of Sri Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Following benefits are expected. Savings up to 15 to 18,000 rupees annually for households from free solar electricity and selling the surplus to the distribution companies. Charging of electric vehicles. Entrepreneurship opportunities for a large number of vendors for supply and installation. Employment opportunities for the youth with technical skills in manufacturing, installation, and maintenance. Housing for middle class. Our government will launch a scheme to help deserving sections of the middle class, and I quote from Honorable Prime Minister, colleges. Several youth